This is the woman who was here yesterday, who basically was trespassed and refused to leave. Now she's back with the sheriff, and I think they want to enter this property, and I don't want them to enter the property. Please don't enter the property. Please don't enter the property. There's no trespassing signs posted. I asked you yesterday to get off of this property. You refused to get off. You stayed here. Okay, you're a government official. Do you have a warrant? Because see, under section 3542 of the Indiana Code, you have no right to trespass. You are warned not to trespass on this property. Also, under the Indiana Constitution, I have the right to have under the Fourth Amendment of the United.
I believe that if she thinks there's a health violation going on,
but she has no probable cause to believe that there's a health violation.
So if you have nothing to hide, then you.
But no, that's incorrect. No, it's called. It's not. It doesn't matter if I have something to hide or not. That's not the relevant issue here. The relevant issue is that this is personal property. This is private property. There are no trespassing signs posted. There is no court order. You have no warrant. If you have a warrant, you're passing the property line. Please step back past those posts. Those are the property line, 20 feet from the center of the road, ma'am.
Warrant? Why would she need a warrant?
Well, she obviously needs to see something, but I don't need her trespassing on my property. I don't authorize the trespass. Period. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm moving dirt around. It's my yard. I have the right to move dirt around. I have the right to clean my yard up. That's what I have a right to do. If you get a warrant signed by a judge with probable cause, no, you don't have any rights that supersede anybody else's, ma'am. I do not grant you permission to trespass.
Your unwillingness to cooperate.
I don't need to cooperate. This is the whole point, though. See, I don't need to cooperate. I have constitutional rights under the Indiana Constitution. You have to show me a warrant showing me probable cause and showing me what authorization and what venue you have to come onto my property to trespass. You can't do that without a court order. Why don't you read the Indiana Constitution? You have to have a crime. You have to be investigating. Then you need, but then you need to get a court order, and it better be appropriate warrant. I'm going to just to let you know, I'm already going to sue you for your trespass yesterday. I know you don't care, but that's okay. I'm going to sue you. You refused to get off my property. I had witnesses.
That's fine.
And what is your name on that card? What is it? Julie W. So there's no last name? Julie W? Is that your last name, W?
No, there's a last name. Will you give me your name?
Why do I don't need to give you anything. I don't need to grant you access.
If you don't want to give me your name,
or it's Julie W. and I have her plate number.
My last name.
You know what? You're a public servant. You're a government official. You have to give me your name if I asked you.
Well,
Freedom of information. Okay.
Is that okay, Lloyd?
I don't grant you access on this property. You know, I don't know what you want from me. I'm a man on my property. What do you want from me?
All I want to know is what you're doing.
And I'm telling you, I'm moving some dirt around. It's my property. I don't have to explain anything to you. I'm not doing anything wrong. No, I don't.
If you're not, then let me go look.
I don't need to let you go look. That's the whole point. I'm on my property.
There's no point in arguing anything.
No, get a court order.
Just listen to me.
I will. Sure. Deputy Cooper.
I would feel that if you had nothing to hide, that you wouldn't mind her looking on the property.
That's not the point. Don't you understand what this country was based upon?
Listen to me just for a second. I'm not trying to make any points with you.
Well, I am. It's called the Constitution, both of the state and of the country.
County, Indiana. She's looking out for everybody's health in LaPorte County.
There's no probable cause to think that I'm doing anything to hurt anybody.
Right.
If your bylaws say that.
I know I have the right to be here on this property, and I can walk back.
If I allow you to, but I'm not allowing you to. Oh, okay. Is that what I'm hearing this right? You're afraid that I'm going to attack you? You have no right to enter my property. Okay, oh, amazing. You're coming, and you're also coming onto my property. Okay, she's entering onto my property. I told you to get off. Man, lady, you know you are screwed. Gosh, are you gutsy. This is unbelievable. We're going to see what are you doing, lady? Are you going to do your job and get her off my property, Deputy Cooper? Get her off my property. You have a sworn duty to uphold the law. You know that she's committing a criminal trespass right now. Are you getting her off my property?
It doesn't appear that way.
Okay, Deputy Cooper refuses. Deputy Cooper, I'm glad you believed it. Let's see what the courts believe. And you let this woman just walk on my property because you think that she has the right. Because you think that she has the, because you're trespassing on my property. Under the Fourth Amendment law, I have the right to be secure in my person and my possessions, and you're not doing your job. I can't believe this.
in your house.
Yes, you are. You don't understand the property line is my property. That's it.
But if she
Oh God, you know, I can't believe you're doing this. I'm gonna. Oh God, you guys are a trip. Are you leaving now? Or are you gonna stay?
No, I'm gonna stay for as long as I need to.
As you need to.
Police came to my home and went into my home at 3 in the morning and woke me up to flashlights in my face because my garage door was open. You can look and see that this is the extent of probable cause of coming into my home. They said that the door was ajar. People in the media have taken that as the door was open. The Fourth Amendment says you can't just break in and enter because you think it's your discretion to do so.
Unreasonable searches and seizures.
And they put flashlights, so they were right here with flashlights in my face. Lakeville Police. And I got up out of bed. Now, a couple things. One, they said they rang my doorbell. And my doorbell's broken. Two, they said they knocked and I didn't answer the door like I'm the crazy one. It's 3 in the morning, I'm sleeping. Would you rather have the cops or would you rather have a burglar in your home? Like it's some kind of choice. Yeah. And my choice is I don't want anybody entering my home illegally. They need to know what the Constitution means and how they are to abide within it. And if they're to err, it's to err on the side of protecting people's rights. Well, here's a good question. What if they would have found stuff?
Yeah.
Yep. Now what? Now what do we do?
And she takes advantage of the all-important peephole. Upon seeing the officers, Valerie greets them outside and closes the door behind her.
What seems to be the problem?
We just need to do a required routine check. Now, if everything's okay inside, could you go ahead and let us take a look?
Everything's under control, officers. Look, I know you're both just doing your jobs, but without a search warrant, I can't let you inside.
Again.
Without a search warrant, I can't let you inside.
At the start of the first scene, Valerie was negligent in performing her hostess duties. She was completely unaware of who was entering and leaving her house and paid no attention to her guests' activities. Anytime you host a loud party, you're exposing yourself to a likely police visit. And as often happens with house parties, a naive partygoer is the one who invites the police into your house. So be mindful of other entrances to your home, because police will often enter through less guarded side or back door entrances.
A lot of people are drinking and maybe doing drugs.
Whoops! How did the officer find that? Because it was in plain view, that's how. If an officer is legally invited inside your home, any illegal items that are out in the open are fair game for the officer to seize as evidence, which can lead to your arrest.
All right, everyone step out of the car, please.
All three exit the car. Darrell leaves his driver's side door conspicuously open. By leaving the car door wide open, Darrell made his car an easier target for the officer to search.
You don't have any drugs in here? You don't mind if I take a look, do you?
No.
Did Darrell mean, no, I don't have any drugs in the car? Or, no, officer, you can't take a look in the car? Unfortunately, the officer's compound question tricked Darrell into complying with his search request. And since Darrell didn't say anything to the contrary, he gave up his Fourth Amendment protection by consenting to a search.
That's mine. Look, it's just a little bud. It's no big deal.
Darrell should bite his tongue. Now is definitely not the time for him to confess or voice his opinions about marijuana laws. The officer is not your priest, and he's not your psychologist. Police are not paid to keep your secrets. They're paid to find, arrest, and help prosecute you. So anything you say can and probably will be used against you in court.
Don't have a shelter.
You just said that it's a right that we have to allow you onto the property?
So he can check, do his job. If you don't allow us...
What is the law or this right that you're saying that there is? Is it in the New Hampshire State Constitution? Like, what? I've never heard of this right that I have to allow you onto the property.
Well, he needs to check to see if there's shelter, so you're not going to allow us, like you said, we're going to have to go the other route to make sure there is shelter on the property.
Yeah, well, it's up to the property owner, and he's not here right now.
Okay. What's the property owner's name?
Brian Travis.
Okay, I know Brian very well.
I'm sure you already have that information. You're, at his house.
I know. Right.
So.
I know Brian very well, so.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
So
you said you were going to call him and see if he would give us permission. Did you try to reach out and call him?
I did. He said he didn't want you being here without him.
When's he coming back?
I'm not sure. He works in Massachusetts.
If we wanted to reschedule this whole thing for when he's here or something, I think that would be a fair arrangement or something. We're just not going to allow you to be here unless he's here and he gives permission. I have no authorization whatsoever to allow anybody onto the property.
Okay. And also, I'd rather not be video and audio recorded.
Okay.
So I'd like to shut that off right now.
I'd rather not.
Well, I'm asking, it's illegal right now what you're doing. I don't want to be audio, video,
You already
recorded.
got your consent, though, when he came up and said
well,
that
I told you I want it off now, so he needs to shut it off now. So shut it off.
Is there any law that says that he has to?
Absolutely.
What is the law?
Absolutely. You need to have a person's verbal permission.
We got your permission.
You got my permission.
I just told you he wanted it off. I didn't give you my permission either. And it's a felony if you're taping
You guys are public
and recording that.
Public people here. You have every right.
So shut it off, or you're going to be coming with me.
Okay.
All ready?
The officer isn't your butler. Searches can get real messy. If they damage anything, you might not be compensated because you agreed to the search. Besides, you never know for sure what a careless person, relative, friend, previous owner might have left in your car at some point. If the police find any illegal items after you consent to a search request, you can be arrested even if you had nothing to do with it.
You have the right to
Consenting to a search request automatically makes the search legal in the eyes of the law. And the Fourth Amendment doesn't require officers to tell you about your right to refuse. You always have the right to refuse searches.
I don't consent to searches.
But they're going to search us anyway.
Sometimes they will, but saying no isn't just about stopping the search. It might stop the search or it might not.
Cross your legs.
The point is that refusing the search could help you later if you end up in court. If the police search you without consent, your lawyer can challenge that. As your attorney, I'd be much more likely to win your case if you said no to the search.
So if you advocate the police state, yes, you can have safety and security, and you might prevent a crime, but the crime then will be against the American people and against our freedoms, and we will throw out so much of what our revolution was fought for. So don't do it so carelessly.
Congresswoman Bachmann, let me bring you into this conversation.
But why I really fear it is we have drifted into a condition that we were warned against, because our early founders were very clear. They said, don't be willing to sacrifice liberty for security. Today, it seems too easy that our government and our Congresses are so willing to give up our liberties for our security. I have a personal belief that you never have to give up liberty for security. You can still provide security without sacrificing our Bill of Rights.